Good morning and happy Veterans Day to you. Welcome to Up to the Minute. 11/11 is the date. It's Veterans Day, and we're glad to be with you this morning. We've got some special guests joining us, but we want to first welcome my co-host this morning. Diana Barrero Burgos is joining us now, the Communications Director at HCC Southeast College. Good to see you, Diana.
Good to see you, Todd. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. It's my second time now being a co-host with you. I am so honored. And to all of the veterans out there, happy Veterans Day.
I know, it's really something when you think about all who have served and really, kept us free and safe here in this country. And we all owe them a debt of gratitude. You know, we had our event yesterday at your campus, one of your campuses, Diana, and maybe you can tell us just a bit about that. I know we'll talk to our guest about it in a moment, though.
Absolutely. It was actually November 9th when we celebrated the Veterans Day celebration here at HCC, and we had multiple representations of all the amazing armed forces that serve this country. And it's such an honor to be standing among those individuals and really learning about their trajectory, their journey, and the reason for their own sacrifice, as well as the sacrifice of their family and friends.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to highlight one of our veterans in just a few moments, a veteran who works here at HCC. But first things first, we want to welcome all of you who are watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can catch us every morning when HCC is in session, live at 10 a.m. And Diana, they can catch us in social media and on HCCTV.
Of course, we are always live on Houston Community College District Facebook page. Just remember, it's heccs.edu if you're looking for our website, and on our YouTube channel. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, Diana, you're going to be talking with this guest here, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce him. Christopher Kimble, Marine Corps Sergeant, Operation Iraqi-Enduring Freedom, also an HCC student, a former student, and one of our tutors here at HCC. And get this, he was just named recently as the Veterans Voice TV show co-host. Chris, it's always good to see you. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, Todd. Great to be here.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to you working with us. I know you worked with us in the past. Folks may not know, but we've known you for a few years. It seems like our paths always cross. You worked a little bit with HCCTV, and then we've seen you at the Southwest College, and now you're going to be co-hosting one of our shows, Veterans Voice.
I am amazed. HCC is just opportunity around every corner, and I'm happy to be here in this family.
And we want to tell everyone your debut show is going to take place in December, right? You haven't recorded it yet, have you?
No, not yet, but we'll start in December.
All right, we're looking forward to that. Well, I'm going to turn things over to Diana because I know she's got some questions for you. Diana, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Todd, so much. Chris, it's been an honor. I got to meet you on Wednesday, November 9th at our Veterans Day celebration. And when I sat down and spoke to you, I was, first of all, shocked to hear your voice. You have such an amazing voice. So I know you're going to be a great MC for this TV show, which is the Veterans Voice, is going to be amazing. But one of the most captivating things that I found out from you is your service. So let's talk about a little bit of the beginning. How did you come to HCC and how did you find out about us?
I had a job, I had a career, and I'd made 20 years. And one day at work, I noticed that while I was at work, my attention was on another subject, which was communications. And I started remembering how people would tell me that if you do what you love, then you will never go to work. And I realized that I was doing something I didn't. And I wanted to be responsible fiscally with my GI Bill. I wanted to get the most for my money. And HCC was at the top of the list. And the quality in instruction, help, guidance, it's been unparalleled.
Wow, Chris, look, I have chills. It is such an incredible story. And you're right. When we come to work, if we love what we do, we never do come to work, right? It's a passion that we love to serve and be here for the students and for the community itself. So tell me, you're a veteran, obviously, but what is your background in what field did you go into while you were in the service?
Okay. It's actually a funny story. I joined the Marine Corps just a few days after the attacks of September 11th, 2001. And that summer, Turner Classic Movies had been showing The Big Red One and movies about Audie Murphy. And I remember that when Audie Murphy faked his birth certificate to go join the military, he went to the Marines first. And the Marine recruiter told him that he was such a small man. He said, "We make men of boys, but we need something to start with." So they sent him to the Army. And the Marine Corps has regretted that ever since. The greatest American soldier was turned down by the Marine Corps. So that was my first choice, to join the Marines. And for the infantry, I became what we call an assault man. My MOS was 0351, where I carried the Javelin missile, which is employed currently right now in the Ukraine. And I also would do field expedient explosives. If I found an explosive device, I was capable of getting it out of our way.
Oh, this is wonderful news. Wow, thank you so much for letting me know that, because if anything, I know where to find you and be on the safe side with you. This is great. Thank you again for your service. So you being a veteran, tell me a little bit of how is it like being a veteran now, not being in the line of service anymore, but being on the other side. And what would you tell veterans today of what their opportunities are out there?
Well, first, there's a hang up about coming home. You come home and you do realize it's very apparent to a veteran when he comes home that you missed out. You missed out on opportunity. Your peers have passed you in the world because you were in service. And that's what brings up different laws that we have about the Soldiers and Sailors Act to kind of help us to pick back up with our peers. And veterans to know that it's okay to come home with problems. I did not stop wearing my combat boots till 2 years ago. And now that I get to work with veterans at HCC, I can provide them some assistance that they are familiar with. For instance, if I'm tutoring a veteran and I see that this veteran is really not trying as hard as they can, I can remind them about physical training, remind them about the tremendous accomplishments they have already made, and that education, you already have the tools to succeed in education. Let's just apply them.
Wow, those are powerful words, Chris. And let me tell you something. I almost forgot to mention the Marine Corps just had a birthday, correct?
Yes, 247 years.
Happy belated birthday to all the Marines out there. Congratulations and thank you for your service. Now, I understand that you are a scholarship recipient. Can you tell me a little bit how you were able to get that scholarship? Was it through the military or was it through any other ways?
I was so determined to make an immediate course change in my life that I signed up for 4 semesters of 5 classes at a time. And having more than 4 classes at a time allowed me to make the dean's list 4 consecutive semesters. And as I would apply for scholarships, they rained down on me. And I'm here to tell any veteran and anyone, if you are applying yourself, there's someone and many people out there willing to help you financially to achieve your education goals.
Oh, wow. Chris, again, these are very powerful words for our veterans, for them to know exactly what opportunities are out there and how to get them. And I understand Digicom. Does this sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this.
So I wanted to, as I said before, I wanted to do something that I love. And I've always been interested in the motion presentation and video. And I came to HCC to learn that. I had no idea it was such an in-depth study. And it has been a joy for me, an eye-opener, a growing experience. And I am now an ambassador to all of my friends to tell them that you are not done. If you think you've learned everything, something has changed. And my big way of explaining it is I took an astronomy class, and the instructor would tell me every day after we left astronomy, do you realize what we just talked about is now obsolete? We just got through saying it. It was current when you walked in, but now it's obsolete. And so that reminded me that education and having a class last year, there may be some refreshers you can take.
Incredible. It is so true. Technology as well as space exploration, everything is moving so fast. The way we are handling our everyday, we think, oh yeah, we're caught up. And no, the reality is there's always something more to learn. And in that sense of the word, Chris, could you please tell your veterans and those students who are out there wondering, what is it that we need to do to continue our education? What is your biggest advice that you can give people right now as to what to do with their lives?
Pursue your dream. If you have a dream or a skill or any attribute about yourself that you can do better than your peers, then educate in that subject. That way, I hope you'll be like me. You'll be happy with what you do, and use the resources that HCC has. HCC has a tremendous tutoring department. There's a tutor for every subject that we have at HCC. And there's someone like me who is willing to go above and beyond to sit with you, talk with you, explain things for hours at a time if necessary. So HCC has many resources to make sure students succeed. And I'm so happy to be a part of that program. I want all students to know I walk down the halls. If I see 4 students together and I say, hey, you all are looking like you're fretting about class. Yeah, we don't want to fail. Well, go down the hall to that tutoring center. There's someone in there waiting on you.
Yes, Chris, I completely agree with you. And one of the greatest experiences that we could have here at HCC is being able to help our students. But for me, I love being in contact with the students, and I imagine for you as well. But could you please tell me a little bit about, or if you can tell me one of the greatest experiences you've ever had here in HCC, besides being a tutor and now being the new co-host of this amazing veterans show, Veterans Voice?
My greatest experience at HCC, I have to say it is the international environment. As I began to study the brand standards of this organization, one thing I remember, it said, hey, if you're taking pictures around campus, force people of different cultures to sit together. We don't want to have a staged appearance. Well, there's a problem because HCC is really an international place, and you will see people of all cultures and colors sitting together. And you have to say, wow, if I take a picture of this, someone might think it was staged, but it's really what's happening at HCC. So being an international person, most people in the military have travels abroad, and to see that same culture around HCC, to me, that's the big thing.
Wow, Chris. And I just want to let you know that we are so proud of you. Not only are you an amazing tutor, you are doing stuff with HCCTV by being the co-host of Veterans Voice. You have been an amazing MC here at Southeast. And I know you're about to complete your associate's degree, correct?
Yes.
In motion graphics, visual special effects, and I believe you're also on the dean's list. So congratulations. Tell me a little bit about that.
It was all very surprising. I did not expect to do so well, and this is back to being a veteran. And I tell veterans, you already have the discipline skills. you have been in a military education environment. Boot camp and all of the courses that military members undergo, they're classes. They're taught by instructors. So we already have the skills for discipline. We know not to fall asleep in class. If you're sleepy, go stand up, stand in the back, but don't go to sleep in class. So we have the skills already. And what I did was I applied the military ethics and discipline that I learned to the education. So if my class started at 8 in the morning, I'm sitting in front of the door at 7:45. The teacher's got to walk over me to open the door. And utilizing those study ethics, has been the secret to my success.
Discipline, work ethic, an amazing individual, an honor to have you among us as peers. Thank you so much, Christopher Kimble. Ladies and gentlemen, this is someone who we need to continue to honor and continue to excel, because you're just an amazing individual. He is a Marine Corps Sergeant, Veterans Voice co-host, and HCC tutor, and a proud, soon-to-be alum. We are so excited about you, and we continue to celebrate you today, Veterans Day. Thank you so much. And for more information, remember, we will post all of this information after our show.
Yeah, Chris, before you go, I wanted to ask you, you're currently working at the Central College as a tutor. How did that position come about?
I have to be honest, I don't know. I happened to walk around campus one day and someone says, hey, you've been recommended to be a tutor. So someone recommended this for me. And I'm going to be honest, Todd, I didn't like it at first. It was right in the midst of having classes. So I felt like it was the sixth class of the semester, but it grew on me very quickly. As I started to meet students, and they're varying positions in life, their different problems, and to help them academically and even in some advice if they need it.
After you finish your associates here, do you plan on staying at HCC, working here, or what are your plans going forward?
I'm going to stay at HCC until they put a no trespassing sign on the door that explicitly says I can no longer come aboard.
Well, I don't think we're going to do that. We're going to figure a way to try to keep you around here at HCC. You also kind of expanding your horizons because you hosted the event for veterans on Wednesday. Was this your first time emceeing an event? What was that like?
Well, Todd, I hate to go to the Simpsons, but hi, I'm Chris Kimble, and you might remember me from the Road to Fame Christmas party. So I used to MC in the Marine Corps for our birthday and Christmas parties. And I was also raised by a prominent minister here in Houston. So public speaking, I was brought up to do, but I never had fun with it until I was in the military and now here with you.
Well, we enjoyed having you doing that, and we look forward to seeing more of you in the future as well. And go to our YouTube channel. Chris's student success story is in there. We did a student success story a couple of years ago, so make sure you check that out. Christopher Kimble, thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you on Veterans Voice, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, Diana, we've got a few announcements before we wrap up today's show and get on to the weekend. But the first one involves Fashion Forward.
Yeah, so I am a major fashionista. I love dressing up. I love wearing my high heels. And I am one of the biggest fans of our fashion department. So I do want to give a shout out to Professor Alex Chapman and Professor V. Hua. They are two of the best instructors out there when it comes down to fashion. So students, get them on your schedule. Okay, so Fashion Forward is back in person, and we just had the Fashion Fusion, and the 22 Fashion Fusion partnership between HCC and the Museum of Fine Arts Houston was an amazing success. You don't know what you're missing when we see the creativity and the innovation of our fashion students. After 2.5 plus years of either being canceled or being virtual, our students came out and they just came out with incredible ideas in regards to fashion. So shout out to all the HCC students, designers who showcased their creations. Congratulations.
All right. DEI professional development training. The DEI officer, Dr. Donna Davis, here with HCC, is hosting the second annual professional training and certificate series with morning and afternoon sessions. They're available to all. Next one, anti-racism, a cross-cultural dialogue. That'll be happening in a morning session on Tuesday, November 15th via WebEx from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then on Tuesday, November 15th in the afternoon from 2:30 to 4 p.m., that's next Tuesday, there is another session of this. If you'd like to join them, we'll have a registration form and a link in our post after the show. We've also got a famed author that's going to be on one of our campuses as well, or actually doing a WebEx session as well, Diana.
That is correct, Todd. So this is the famed author speaking to Reading Culture Club just in time for the National Novel Writing Month. And HCC's Reading Culture Scholarship Competition, Zoraida Cordova, and I got to say her name correct, the novelist of this false project, will speak about her book and the offer tips of creating writing. Again, students can learn more about Ecuador by reading The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina, which is Divine Orchid, and then possibly win 3 scholarships, the grand prize being for $1,000, like I want to join that, an outstanding essay for $500, an outstanding project for $500. The author's speech will be at 10 in the morning on Tuesday, November 15th through WebEx, and the scholarship projects will be due November 28th. So turn those in as soon as possible.
Okay. All right, Diana. We've also got On the Edge, a student choreography showcase. HCC Central College will present a student-produced dance concert featuring student choreographed works led by faculty member Maggie Lasher. That's happening 7:30 p.m. this coming Wednesday, November 16th at HCC Central College's Heinen Theater. It is free to all. Reservations not required, but we'll have some information how you can attend in our post after the show. And it looks like the Southwest Faculty Exhibition is happening right now as well, Diana.
Yes, absolutely, Todd. HCC will be featuring a recent collection of artworks from West Loop and Stafford faculty at this special exhibition. We have amazing faculty. Wow, I'm just so amazed. This will happen through December 2nd, which is a Friday, at HCC Southwest West Loop Gallery. Registration is not required, but if you need more information, we'll have an email after our post, our show.
Okay, registration happening at HCC. I know you guys are excited about this at the Southeast College because, we're getting those students in for the spring. Here's some big changes that you need to know about. HCC offers multiple spring sessions as well as a winter mini session. That will be all online across the system. The spring course schedule has an in-person and online courses with start dates, get this, from December 2022 to April 2023. Now, there are 5 ways to learn besides the online. When you sign up for in-person classes, you got 2 online sessions, 2 hybrid, which some online and then in-person, and then in-person classes where face-to-face courses, you go to a campus and attend. If you want to learn all about it, because as I mentioned, it can be kind of confusing since the start dates are now starting in December, go to hccs.edu/apply. We'll have that link in our social media post after the show with all the information. But this is kind of a shift for our students, Diana. We just want to make sure it doesn't catch them by surprise.
I agree, Todd. The more information we get out there for our students, the more prepared they're going to be, and they're going to have an amazing opportunity for them to join us in the spring and really take advantage of all the programs that we have right now. We offer programs from A to Z. You just have to go to our website or come in person and find out about them.
That's right. So we will have the link in our social media post after the show. Okay, next week, Mental Health Monday, we'll visit the Harris Center about its upcoming town hall at HCC to discuss plans for a new youth and family wellness center, and also more guests focusing on National Native American Heritage Month. And just a little off the record here, tomorrow over at the Jung Center, there's a big art installation. I know the artist, had some work done by her. And of course, Sean Fitzpatrick is a continuing guest on our show. He's the executive director of the Jung Center. So that's happening tomorrow at 5:30. So if you have a chance, get out there, support them. They're guests of the show, and they do some great work at the Jung Center. So that's one thing to do this weekend. Do you have plans real quickly this weekend, Diana?
Absolutely. So I was going to mention to everyone, Houston Community College Southeast is going to be participating with the Houston Food Bank. We're going to be volunteering. We're going to bring a bunch of our HCC family out there to help feed the poor, feed those who need the help. And I encourage everybody, anyone, to come out and volunteer. That's the biggest gift that we can give anyone. Volunteer our time. That's something that we all need to be doing as Americans.
Absolutely. All right, Diana, thank you for being here this morning. Great job this morning. We'll see you again on the show, right?
Absolutely, Todd. It's always an honor. And again, I love doing this, so just call me anytime.
We will. We'll call you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back Monday morning. Have a great weekend. We'll see you live at 10 a.m. on Monday.